Welcome back, traders, and welcome to another weekly market update. Now, if you've been following the series, you already know how powerful this approach is because we don't just react to the market, we actually prepare for it before it happens. So today we are moving from what happened last week into what we are expecting in the upcoming week, both technically and fundamentally. Now, just to quickly recap what is currently happening in the market, the US dollar, also known as the DXY, has continued showing strong bullish momentum. Buyers are still in control, and we are seeing consistent strength forming across the dollar index. Because of that strength, gold has remained under pressure and continues to reject from the key resistance area around 4,572. Every time price approaches that zone, we are seeing rejection, which tells us sellers are still active in the market. At the same time, Euro USD has continued moving lower as the dollar remains strong and price is still reacting around the key resistance area near 1.16, which is now acting as a major decision zone for the market. And for USDJPY, the market continues to respect the bullish structure. As dollar strength continues, USDJPY has maintained buying pressure and keeps defending key structural levels around 155, showing that buyers are still in control of that pair as well. So in simple terms, the dollar is still strong, gold is still under pressure, Euro USD is still bearish, and USDJPY is still bullish. This is the current market environment we are working with going into the new week. Now let's move into the fundamental side, because this is where things can either continue the trend or completely shift it. So let's go through the upcoming week news events and see what we should expect. Starting with Monday, there is no major high impact USD news, which means the market may likely move more technically without strong fundamental disruption. On Tuesday as well, we do not have any strong USD news. So again, price action will likely be driven by structure and liquidity rather than major economic data. Now, Wednesday is where things start to get very important. We have multiple high impact USD events, including core CPI month over month, core CPI year over year, CPI month over month, and CPI year over year, all releasing around 1:30 p.m. These inflation numbers are extremely important because they directly influence Federal Reserve expectations and US dollar strength. Now, here is how you should understand it in a simple way. If the inflation data comes out stronger than expected, that usually strengthens the US dollar because it increases the likelihood of tighter monetary policy. In that case, we would expect continued selling pressure on gold and Euro USD, while USDJPY would likely continue pushing higher with the dollar. But if the inflation data comes out weaker than expected, meaning inflation is cooling, then the dollar may start to lose strength. In that scenario, we would expect gold and Euro USD to gain bullish momentum, while USDJPY could start shifting to the downside. Moving into Thursday, we also have multiple high impact events, including USD related data around 1:30 p.m., such as PPI month over month, along with additional inflation related releases. And we also have euro based news around 1:15 p.m. and 1:45 p.m. that could impact Euro USD directly. This means Thursday will likely be another volatile session where both the dollar and euro could see strong movement, depending on the data release and market reaction. On Friday, we have GBP-related news, which is separate from the main USD inflation focus, but it can still add volatility to GBP pairs depending on the outcome. So when we put everything together, the picture becomes very clear. If the dollar continues to show strong momentum supported by inflation data, then we should expect continued selling pressure on gold and Euro USD, while USDJPY continues its bullish structure. But if the dollar starts to lose strength due to weaker inflation or softer economic data, then we may start seeing a shift where gold and Euro USD begin to recover, while USDJPY starts to reverse lower. So overall, this week is a very important macro-driven week, and the direction of the US dollar will once again be the main driver of the entire market. And that is exactly why traders should not rush into early decisions. The best approach is to wait for the data, observe the reaction, and then align with the market once direction becomes clear. That is everything we are expecting going into the new week. Stay patient, stay disciplined, and remember that the market rewards preparation, not prediction. I'll see you in the next video.